Your business deploys AI pilots everywhere. But are they going anywhere? Or are they stuck in silos, exhausting resources, unable to scale? Maybe you don't need hundreds of AI pilots, you need a holistic strategy. IBM has 65,000 consultants with Gen AI expertise who can help you design, integrate, and optimize AI solutions. So you're not just deploying AI, you're scaling it across your business. Learn more at ibm.com/consulting. IBM. Let's create.
Psst. Hey, besties, listen up. I have a secret to tell you. LinkedIn now has improved the job search experience for nurses. Search by your specialty, the shifts you want to work, and the salary that you want to make. With so many employers hiring on LinkedIn, finding the perfect job is even more simplified. So don't spend months searching. Go to linkedin.com/nurses and find out why in the past year, more than 1.5 million nurses have used LinkedIn to search for their next role. That's linkedin.com/nurses.
Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, distribute it everywhere, and even earn money, all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit your podcasts right from your phone or your computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. Ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel so supported in the creation and distribution of my show. Spotify for Podcasters hosts masterclasses, office hours, and more to help creators develop and fine-tune their skills. I highly recommend you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to 80/20. Happy Thursday. It is so good to be here with you today, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day. If this is the first episode of 80/20 that you have ever clicked on, I wanted to extend a very special welcome to you. And if you are a returning listener, you guys know that I try to keep pretty real here on the podcast, and I would be doing myself and you guys a disservice if I didn't tell you that this week is absolutely kicking my ass, and it's only Wednesday morning. Actually, I take that back. It's not just kicking my ass. I'm just drained. I am just very much in need of some R&R. So here I am, Wednesday, posting this episode tomorrow. Was supposed to have an episode up on Monday. I'm really highly considering just going back to one episode a week. I love doing two, and I know that you guys absolutely love when I do two, but two is honestly just too much, especially with everything that I have going on right now. I feel like I'm just running around with like a fire hose, and I'm just putting out all these little fires everywhere that keep popping up, and issues and just really just things. And it's really hard because, especially with my job in the content creation, podcasting, even my health coaching business, there's so much back end work that nobody else but me sees. And this is so true in, I feel like, every single job. So I know I'm not alone in this. And whether you are an entrepreneur or you're working for yourself in some capacity, or you have a side hustle, or even probably if you work for some company 9 to 5, whatever your situation is, there's always so much back-end work that nobody else sees. Everybody else just sees the final product. Everybody else just sees the video that was posted. Everybody else just sees, or just is able to like listen to the podcast episode, but you don't see the hours spent recording. You don't see the 2 hours spent editing. You don't see the typing out the description and doing the social media posts and making sure that the Instagram, graphic matches the feed and all this stuff. And so when you're in a position like me where you literally do everything for yourself, like I don't have any extra hands, and that's why I was looking so hard for an assistant. But it's really, really easy to get burned out, and I feel myself on the edge of burnout probably at least once a month. I would say. Like every 4 to 6 weeks is probably a good, ballpark for when I start to feel really burned out. And sometimes you really just have to say fuck it to the to-do list. Sometimes you really just have to toss your to-do list away and just accept the fact that today is going to be a day where you literally do the bare minimum. It's not an excuse to be lazy, but I feel like if you're in tune with your body, you kind of know yourself well enough, at least I feel like I know myself well enough, that I know when I'm feeling like things are about to start going downhill and going downhill quickly. I'll just give you guys like my day, for example. Sorry, this is probably not like a very positive, uplifting, happy episode, but this is just the reality of it. And if I had something positive, happy, exciting to give, I would totally give it. But my cup is literally on empty, similar to my gas tank, which I was driving home and my empty light came on. I have 25 miles left until the tank is completely gone. Not like it's a big deal to fill it up. There's gas stations like on every corner, but I'm about to leave for Indiana tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. So I have no reason really to fill my tank until I get back. So I just parked my car in my driveway. Maybe one of my family members will want to fill it up while I'm gone. That'd be really sweet. But sometimes they drive my car. We trade cars and stuff. It's like no big deal. But I was like, I'm not even going to fill it up because I'm going to be gone and I'll just worry about it when I get back. Literally doing the absolute bare minimum today. On Monday, I was kind of taking like the fake it till you make it route. Also, my dog just walked in and she just came back from a walk. So she's panting. So if you guys hear like heavy breathing, it's my dog. So yeah, I was kind of doing like the fake it till I make it route. Maybe it was yesterday or the day before. No, I think it was Monday. I put on my Instagram story and I was making an Excel spreadsheet because I have 2 big Excel spreadsheets for one for Lily Rico Health and then one for school. And I do a very, I don't want to call it like intricate, but very like specific and very highly detailed Excel spreadsheet calendar situation of my projects for Lily Rico Health and deadlines and stuff, and then due dates for school. And I was going to do a whole episode on that today, actually. And if I'm not like feeling a topic, I'm not going to talk about it. And today's kind of like the exact opposite of that episode. Not like organization and productivity and planning is bad, because I love that stuff and that stuff is absolutely critical, and it's a very good, useful tool for you to use so you don't get burned out. But the reason that I was working on those things, kind of creating those things, because I was starting to feel burned out. And I was like, okay, like how do I fix this? It was like an SOS kind of moment. So like I've had my spreadsheet for school made and I love it. I was starting to make my Lily Rico Health spreadsheet probably 2 weeks ago. And then I put on my story, like, I'm making the spreadsheet. Do you guys want to hear a podcast about it? And you guys were all like, yes, yes, yes. We want to hear about the planning, the organization. I'm like, great, like, let's do it. And then Tuesday rolled around. I literally put a big X through my to-do list and just wrote F it all. Literally across my whole notebook, I just wrote F it all. And today I have done exactly the things that I needed to do today that were critical before I left town for 5 days, and nothing more, because I'm just not in a position to continue to pour from a cup that is absolutely, completely bone dry. So what are you supposed to do when you feel like the things that are on your to-do list just drain you instead of adding to your life, adding spark to your life? Couple options here. First is to find joy in the mundane, which is something that's probably, I would say, learned more than like a naturally occurring feeling. But if you can just start to fall in love with little habits that you do every day, or your drive to work every day, maybe you love to listen to podcasts or something, or your good music on the way to work, or even just finding little ways to spice up like your favorite easy dinners to kind of switch it up a little bit, or adding some sort of flair or fun to your everyday work outfit. Just finding like little teeny tiny things that you can do to spark up your life and add a little bit of fun and energy back into your day, your routine, your life. adding joy into the mundane, finding joy in the mundane. Or the other option is to shift your focus on what you love and reroot yourself in your why. If you know your why, if you know what you're passionate about, go back to that why. Go back and look at all the reasons why you started what you wanted to start. And if you aren't sure what you're passionate about, or if you need a refresh as to what you're passionate about, this is what I did in my journal yesterday. I wrote at the top of the page, what do I really want in life? So that was kind of like my title or heading or whatever. Underneath of that, I wrote, how do I want to feel every day? And then I just let my pen go and I just wrote down all the feelings that came to mind. So I said inspired, energized, appreciated, loved, creative, confident, like I have a purpose, abundant. And then I wrote down the question, what are a few things that make me feel this way? And I wrote down my podcast, which I consider a form of coaching and connecting with other humans out there. I wrote down YouTube, and then I put in parentheses sometimes because I feel like that platform kind of hit or miss in that department. I wrote down leading and coaching others, moving my body, cooking good food, writing, meditation, and genuine connection and friendship. And then I wrote down the words, I want to, ... kind of like fill in the blank. Once again, I just let my pen flow. I want to coach people through movement, cooking, meditation, writing in the form of my podcast and some sort of face-to-face in-person format, whether that be through a gym or through an event or through a who knows what. So I wrote down, how can I do this? And then I jotted down 8 different ideas of ways that I could do what I wanted to do to make me feel the way that I wanted to feel. And that's kind of how I rerouted with the things that I am most passionate about. And one thing that I kept coming back to was this podcast. And I'm so grateful that you show up here and that we can just chat about this journey of life together. I get more and more DMs every single day from people who listen to the show. And it is just so freaking cool to see that a lot of you are meeting me through the podcast, and Spotify is like recommending it like crazy, which is really wild, and I'm so grateful for that. So if you just found the show, you never like knew me from YouTube, knew like the college YouTuber Lily, because that is obviously not the person that I am today, and a lot of people who were there for that era, no longer around like listening to my content and stuff. And it's such a different, more inspired and enthusiastic audience than when I did the whole college YouTuber thing, because you guys aren't like here to see like the frat parties and like what I'm wearing to class. You're here to actually learn something, which is really, really cool. Or if you're not here to learn something, you're just here to even listen or be entertained maybe. I don't know if I'm that entertaining. I think I'm funny. We're just here to hang out. A lot of you are just saying, I like your voice or I like your vibe, which is totally cool too. So one of the main things that I came back to when I did this little exercise with myself was this podcast. And I am just so blessed and so grateful that you guys choose to hang out with me every Thursday and Monday and whatever day I decide to freaking post episodes now. But I'm just really, really blessed, and I am so grateful every single day. I write down in my journal, I say daily gratitude. I do a daily gratitude practice every single day, and I write down my podcast listeners as one of the top things on my gratitude list, in case you guys were wondering. So that was Tuesday. So I guess Monday, I was trying to find joy in the mundane. Tuesday, I was trying to reconnect, reroute with my passions and finding my why. And the third option, which I guess is today, is just to take a freaking break. Do the literal bare minimum. Throw out your to-do list, cross things off, put a big X through it. Maybe pick like the top 3 things that you need to get done. So if you have like a paper due, obviously do it. If you have something for work that's due, do it. If you have things that are absolutely pressing, obviously do those things. And also prioritize things that truly do make you feel good. So now's a good time to remember not to skip out on things like your journaling or your meditation. Workout, I feel like, is hit or miss. If you're feeling really, really overwhelmed, do something low impact. Do something kind of lower key than like a crazy spin class or like Orange Theory where you feel like you're actually in a club. Because if you're feeling absolutely drained. There's no way that your body can take a hard cardio class. So just do something more low key. Go to yoga, go to Pilates. Just take a walk. Pushing yourself is a fantastic way to grow, but you can't grow. You can't get better in your business. You can't be a better student. You can't be a better friend if your cup isn't full, if you're running on empty. So ultimately, if finding the joy in the mundane and rerouting with your passions just doesn't work for you, maybe it is a 3-day process for you. Maybe it takes you 3 days to realize that you need a freaking break. It did for me. So after I record this podcast, I think I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to make some popcorn, and I'm probably going to sit in my bed and I'm going to watch Friends. I might do a load of laundry so I have like some clean underwear for my trip out to Indiana, and some socks. My socks keep going missing, so I keep having to mix match them. I'm sure that you guys get like this. It's that point in the year where I need new socks, I need new underwear. All my white t-shirts look very discolored and like, you know, that like yellowish tint that the yellow shirts get? They're starting to get that weird yellow tint. I found a hole in my socks today. Actually, my friend Emmanuel pointed it out to me. I was putting on my socks to work out this morning, and she was like, you have a hole in your sock. I was like, well, shit. I think I need a reboot. Across the board, I think I need a reboot. And I need to get organized and keep doing my spreadsheets and stuff. But the top priority right now is just to take a break and do the bare minimum, or do more things that you love to do. Like if you're feeling really drained, but you love to go rock climbing, just go rock climbing. Like reconnect with the things that make you feel like your best self. If you don't know what that is, maybe go back to that exercise that I mentioned before. Write down the things that you're passionate about. Write down the things that make you feel good. Write down how you want to feel and then what types of things make you feel that way. Write down the people that make you feel that way. If it's nobody, if you literally do not want to spend time with anybody, if you just want to be alone, be alone. Tell your friends that you're not going out tonight. Just take a rain check. This is kind of off topic, but probably not. Just hear me out. Also I'm on my period. So ultimately, that's the root cause of all of this. And when you're on your period, you are supposed to just rest. And when you push yourself too far, this is what happens. I could tell that, period or not, I was probably going to start feeling this way anyway here pretty soon. But I'm just telling you guys that I'm on my period because this might make sense to someone listening, because I've tried so many different things and nothing. Okay, I'll tell you what's the problem, and then I'll give you kind of my spiel. I have a weird rash that comes in on the side of my face, and it comes in at weird times. And over the past couple months, it's come in around my period. And it's around my eye, from kind of like my eyebrow until my like cheekbone. And it's like these little itchy hives. They're kind of like bug bite sized, but they're itchy, and they're obviously not bug bites because I like couldn't get that many bug bites on the side of my face. But it comes in around my period, but it used to come in when I was ovulating, because I track my ovulation and my whole cycle, but it used to come in when I was ovulating, and then now it's coming in around my period. But at first I thought that I was allergic to eggs, and I thought that it was happening because of eggs, because it would come in whenever I would eat eggs. If something like this has ever happened to you guys, let me know what you think it is, because I've talked to my esthetician. She has no idea. My doctor, my gyno, whatever, no one really knows what it is. And it's not painful itchy, it's just itchy. The other thing that it could be is stress. It could very well be stress, and it could very well just be a coincidence that it came in around those times and eating eggs. But I don't know. If this has happened to anybody, let me know. Let me know what you did about it. But I'll keep you guys posted if I ever find out what it is. I find it fascinating, the things that the body does to show you that something's off balance. So I always try to get to the root of the problem across the board. Whenever there's something wrong with me, I try to get to the root of the problem. So that's why things like those 3 options that I gave you for starting to feel burned out could help you get to the root of the problem. And also factor in things like where you are in your cycle, how your relationships are doing, how you're doing in school, how you're doing in work. All those things play a factor into how you feel and your emotions. So really look at the big picture. Like if you could zoom out at your life and pinpoint the things that might be causing issues for you, causing burnout symptoms for you, causing stress for you, causing anxiety, depression, whatever your situation is. Maybe take like a bird's eye view at your life and see if you can pick out things that could be the potential culprit, like I did with my weird rash. Before I sign off for the day, I wanted to tell you guys some very special announcements. We're going to do announcements at the end of the podcast today, so the real ones will know what's going on. If you've listened this far, you are definitely a real one. 80/20 is turning 1 in 2 weeks. Well, October 6th. Is that 2 weeks from now? I think it is almost exactly 2 weeks from the day that you guys are listening to this. I'm pulling up my Google Calendar. It is 2 weeks. 2 weeks from the day that I'm recording, a week and 6 days from the day that you guys are listening to this. 80/20 is having her first birthday. I don't know if I should throw a party. I don't know if I should get a cake. I don't really know what we should do to celebrate 80/20's first birthday. So let me know what you guys think that we should do. I don't have anything planned. I don't really want to do something too crazy because the week prior is my merch launch. If I was really smart, I would have planned the merch launch on 80/20's birthday, but I didn't even take into account that those two were happening at the same time. I'm just so excited to get the merch out to you guys. I didn't want to have to wait any longer than the date that it's set, which by the way is September 29th. It's a Wednesday, 3 p.m. on lilyraco.com is where you can snag your Lily Raco Health merch. It is modeled after the 80/20 podcast feed. I wanted it to look very on brand, very cohesive, and I'm so excited for you guys to get your hands on these tote bags, these hats, and these crew necks. And if you guys want to hear more about what the merch looks like, price points, all that stuff, you can listen to last week's episode, which was a whole life update with merch and programs and all kinds of cool stuff. So I will have that episode linked in the show notes if you want to learn more about the merch and what's going to go down. If you don't want to miss a beat, I would recommend that you follow me, Lily Raco, on Instagram. My username is LILYRAKOW, and I'll tell you everything that you need to know. I even have a countdown going. I post something on Instagram every day with a countdown, so you will know exactly to the minute how long you have to wait until this merch goes live. I'm so excited for you guys to see it. So we have 80/20's birthday, we have the merch, and we also are wrapping season 2 today, which this is kind of an anticlimactic wrap on season 2. I think I'm going to come back with a happy birthday 80/20 episode that's like season 2.5, -3, I don't know. Like an in-between, a transition from season 2 to season 3 episode. That's what I'll do. And then I've decided that we'll come back with season 3 in late October. I'll give you guys a set date later. I think I said one date in the life updates episode, but that date's not going to work for me. I have too much shit going on. And I just, like we talked about today, feeling burned out. I know myself, it's not going to happen that day. So we'll do a transition episode on October 6th, and then we'll do 80/20 season 3 coming back late October. We're going to keep the good energy up in season 3. We're going to have some cool guests in season 3. The music is going to change, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I already have some cool topics that I'm starting to jot down and collect, and some fun ideas of things that we can do. And I am just so absolutely excited to continue down this podcasting journey with you guys, and I'm so happy that you decided to be here today, that you decided to listen today. I'm so grateful for you. If you did enjoy the show, please share it with a friend, review it, rate it, whatever you got to do to spread the 80/20 love. I am so blessed that you are a part of my life. I'm so glad that you let me be a part of yours as well. Thank you so much for an amazing season 2. I could not have asked for a better rebrand, relaunch situation. If you were with me back in June, you know how just like exciting and new it was. So it's just been such a great summer season. I cannot wait for the fall and all the cool things that are going to go down. I love you all so much. Have an amazing rest of your week, and I will chat with you on October 6th. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of 80/20. If you enjoyed it, please let me know by dropping a rate and a review. This helps more people just like you find and listen to the show. Don't forget to follow me, Lily, on Instagram. My username is @LilyRakow. That's LILYRAKOW. And follow the podcast Instagram page as well, which is 8020pod. That's 8020pod on Instagram. New episodes of 8020 go live every Monday and Thursday, or subscribe to stay up to date with the latest.